Yo, what's going on, guys? It's the Catcher. Just saw Shimshak's continuation of ZELES D.T.A.S. Great idea. I'm going to keep rolling with it. What's your name? Catching Cryptids, the Catcher. How long have you been collecting MetaZoo? That first summer it came out. Don't even know how many years ago it is at this point. Was it right after the COVID? Yeah, I saw Mike's interview because I'm a big sports car collector. So that's actually what I was watching. Jeff, the sports car guy, I was watching one of his videos and he had Aoki and Mike on there. And like right around the same time when I was looking up, I don't know how it all happened within a week's time. That and I saw a Bigfoot freaking card. I don't know if that interview made me look up Bigfoot card or Bigfoot made me follow. I don't know how it all happened all at the same time. Anyway, I feel like I got struck by lightning. I mean, I've been doing cryptids. I used to do book reports 45 years ago when I was in school. Like when we used to have to look up information for this stuff, we used to actually have to go to different libraries, on my bike, 4 different libraries just to source book reports. It's nothing like it is nowadays when you can just, in the palm of your hand, you have all the information. You actually had to go diligently search and source your sources. It was like a totally different thing, but that's how much I was into cryptids 45 years ago that it inspired me. The Bigfoot, Jersey, well, that's the next question. But that's how I got into cryptids 45 years ago. My 3 favorite cryptids, I was just about to answer this question too early. Bigfoot, no doubt. If you ask people that have known me for years and years and years, I am obsessed with Bigfoot. My mom gets me Bigfoot slippers for Christmas, Bigfoot shirts, but I'm obsessed with Bigfoot. I've been telling people my whole life, I want to be the one to find Bigfoot and I want to see an alien. Like I said, you're talking about someone who's obsessed with cryptids, that's me. So it's Bigfoot, then Jersey Devil, and then the Loch Ness Monster. Those are the 3, because I'm from Jersey, so that by default, I actually end up living on the same street that the Jersey Devil was born on. So they say. Which cryptids would you love to see MetaZoo come back? Old Scratch. I mean, to me, Old Scratch is the epitome of of MetaZoo. I know they're trying to go a little lighter, not as dark, but to me, like, what's more evil, more sinister, more bad, more awful than the devil? He is the epitome of bad, and look what Poncho did to him. Made him a fun little cool character, Old Scratch. Like I say, I know there's a lot of things going on in the world now to being the curtains being pulled back, and there's a lot more evil in this world now that I think maybe a lot of us even thought was possible. So I get why they're going away from that, but still somehow I think, I wish they could bring back Old Scratch, just because it's the epitome of, bringing something so dark and bad, and all these, cryptids are not like sunshiny characters. Almost everything associated with them is bad, and to bring that darkness to light into a TCG, I think is just amazing. Let's see. Were you around when MetaZoo went bankrupt, and how did it make you feel? Yes, I was around. I first started introduced to MetaZoo that first year, but I forgot to say I didn't really start collecting for about a year after, because all the prices were just crazy. So then that's when I started becoming an investor and collector about a year after the prices started coming down. I think CN2. I bought a couple Bigfoot cards just because I love Bigfoot. A couple of Jersey Devil cards. This is right around Nightfall which these were all like not even non-hollows because the prices were so stupid. So I think CN2 was like the first big investment I made into MetaZoo. I waited till it got to about $80-$85 a box. Then I started buying cases of CN2 when I felt it was, I could rip a box and be guilt-free as to the price, even if I didn't get anything. So I kind of combined two things there. How did it make me feel? Yes, I was ever bankrupt because I was so deep into it by then, years. I was so convinced, with all of Mike's talk. I probably have seen 95% of Mike's interviews. And like I said, it took me a good year or two to get into buying the MetaZoo because I don't just put out money. But then he finally sold me after all those interviews. I really thought he was on the up and up and had good intentions and all that stuff. So I started going deeper into. So when the bankrupt hit, I was there and it hurt. Not financially, but just emotionally, because I really believed everything he was saying. I believed in MetaZoo. I believed in the game. I wanted to start playing the game later once it got solidified. It wasn't all this back and forth. The game sucks. No, it sucks. The game's broken. It needs to be fixed. I'm a career-oriented person. I work 90 to 100 hours a week, so I did not want to invest that type of big-time time into something until I knew it was legit. And that's why I never started playing the game. So it made me feel really bad as a collector, as an investor, as just loving it. But I knew, if you follow me, I knew it was coming back. There was no doubt in my mind. I knew it was coming back. It's just too genius of an idea for someone not to try to pick up and carry on. So it made me feel really bad, but at the same time, it was a cleansing because me being in business for decades, I knew things were not right. When I was that guy chirping in the chats for years, people muted me, people ignored me, but, I knew that it would be back. So, it was a double-edged sword. It was new. It was horrible. It made me feel horrible, but I knew it had to happen because MetaZoo had to be cleansed. There was no way it could carry on and be successful the way it was going. Who do you rip packs with? Myself. Not a lot of good memories in childhood. Ripping packs is one of the very few good memories I have in childhood. TCGs were not even invented when I was ripping packs of baseball and football cards. So that was like the one thing for me that was just good. I can go in my room all alone, not have to deal with things in my house or things in the streets, that I had to deal with on a daily basis. I could just go in my room all by myself and rip packs. And actually still I have a little difficulty now ripping packs on camera. I like to do it myself just because it's like I say, it's therapeutic for me. It brings back really the few good memories I have in childhood, ripping packs, But I'm trying to get better at it and do it on camera and share it with you guys. But still, that's a process for me because that's something for me that, like I said, it's really good for me to rip packs when no one's around. I clear my mind. I have my little session, whatever I'm doing, and it's just me. Have you ever played MetaZoo? No, I haven't. I answered that question a little earlier. I can't wait to be playing. I'm someone who likes to go deep into something when I get. As a collector, I went deep. As a player, I want to get good. I'm very competitive. I want to get good at something. So the game never proved to me that it was worth my time to stop what I was doing, invest 10, 20, 30 hours a week into really learning the game. So that's why I never learned it. But I still want to learn it once the game gets solidified. Favorite set is Topps Chrome. If you know my videos, it's love Nightfall. I put Nightfall right there, number 2. Maybe Nightfall and CN1 tied. I will give them a tied for number 2. And then Seance right behind those. The artwork in Seance to me is the best. But I will go Topps Chrome 1, a tie for Nightfall and CN1 2, and then Seance 3. What's MetaZoo to you? MetaZoo is life. I love cryptids. I love cards. I'm older now, I'm 55. I plan on retiring maybe 5-10 years from now, and I want to open up a business. and the sports card and cards, selling cards, along with my YouTube channel, as I'm learning, educating myself into technology, into stuff like that. And the community is baller, man. Just a lot of real authentic people in this community. I see more and more of the non-authentic people weeding out, which is a good thing. You can tell some people were just here for money, and they're weeding themselves out. And the people who like MetaZoo, who love MetaZoo, who like the game, who see the big idea of it, they're still here. And it's going to grow. It's going to keep growing. So that's what you got from the catcher. Much love, y'all. Peace.